if you get a chance and you're in Las Vegas and you go to the Link
That's correct.
Hotel, he has his own showroom there. Nightly, you can see Matt Franco. What is the name of the show?
Matt Franco.
Good name.
Tough to remember.
No, but sometimes there's isn't there an underlying
Magic Reinvented Nightly.
Okay. So that's why he only does one show. You can go every night because each night it is reinvented.
Let's ask Kimmy. Kimmy actually has gone.
Yeah, Kimmy, who works with us in development, Kimmy's gone so many times. Kimmy, how many times have you seen the show? You can come talk to the mic. How many times have you seen the show?
I'm embarrassed to say, but I'd say maybe between 20 and 30.
No way.
Matt thinks she's a big fan, but when she's here, after she comes home, she's learning all the tricks.
That's
and
what it is.
eventually she's going to enroll in AGT and Kimmy Hemar, inventing magic nightly. But can you hear in your headset somebody's asking? I think you didn't need to type that.
It's super loud, so I'm like half
It is?
wearing
Okay,
them.
hold on one second.
So we'll turn it down.
Okay, thanks.
So we'll turn it down. And
Wait,
the
that's
thing
really
is,
low.
rather than they're turning yours down, turning his down, his. Is that better? Is that better?
No, it's super loud.
Is that better?
It's super loud.
Is this better?
It's getting louder.
How's this
Frank.
now?
Now it's muted.
Now it's muted.
Yeah. I didn't want to mention anything because I didn't know we were going to do like a tech meeting in the middle
It's not
of it. But
muted.
it's fine.
We have made the sound
It's getting
disappear.
perfect now.
It's getting perfect now?
Yeah, a little down.
Oh, good. My son, Alex, is on the he's on the dial.
This podcast
Matt,
is reinvented daily.
Pick a number. Pick a number from between 1 and 22.
Got it.
Pick it.
I picked it.
All right. What is it?
7.
Wrong.
Should I take off my clothes? What does that mean?
It's just wrong.
All right. He can do those. He's been practicing for a long time.
What was it?
19.
Ah.
Okay. So, and for those at home that are listening that got the number right, email us at where do they send it?
No, they have to send it to write a comment on our reviews on Apple Podcast or write a comment if they're watching it on YouTube in the comment section.
For only the people that got the number right.
Right.
Okay. So I went to see, I forget what I was talking about, but I went to see your show, and I've seen a lot of shows. I think it's like the best magic show I've ever seen. And I don't know if you're still, because I haven't seen you in a couple of years. Well, maybe I haven't seen you in 9. Apparently I'm not good at figuring it out.
He just came back to the show.
No. I'm talking about his one-man show that he does in Vegas.
Okay.
And it was brilliant. And I'll tell you what was brilliant. Thematically, what I remember, most people go and watch magic. And you talk about this. There's 2 schools of thought.
Sure.
And one being that people go there and enjoy the magic and the mystery and the beauty of this performance, and they want to be odd and they want to be surprised. And then there's the people that watch it and go, "Oh, I know how you do that. Oh, you know what he did? He did that," and that's kind of like ruining it. Like, why is that fun? Like, guess where the loogie just came from?
Yeah.
I'm not taking any more guesses with Lou.
He just made it appear like that. Anyway,
Nothing up my nose.
but what you talk about very eloquently in the act is saying, unless you want to be a magician,
Like Kimmy.
yes, like a kid, or just to sit back and enjoy it.
Right.
And there's no reason to pick it apart.
I just want to know how it's done. Honestly, I just want to know how it's done. And then when they pull back the curtain and I'll Google it or look it up and see how it's done, I'm always feel like such a sucker that it was.
See, I hate
I
that.
got fooled.
I hate that. I hate that. I hate that people want to do it. Just enjoy it. That's
No,
like,
I do enjoy
Why don't
it.
you sit and watch me write my joke and figure out before you hear my joke and you can laugh
That
at it.
would be very, very entertaining.
This is all a misnomer, though. It's a common misconception that when you learn the secret, it ruins the trick. It's not true.
For me.
What do you mean it's not true?
It's not true, because if you go a step further, you appreciate it more. That's what I think.
What's
Think about
what's
it.
the next step? I'm thinking.
Who enjoys magic the most in this room? Probably me, right? I'm obsessed with it my whole life. I do it all day, right?
Right.
I know how all the tricks work.
Right.
But what
you're
is
a
the
performer.
joy? But also not only that, the there's so much dexterity, you know, the things you can do with your fingers and how you hide things and how you manipulate
Sure.
and how you pull somebody's focus to something else.
Right.
It's a skill.
Oh, yeah.
And not only that skill, to me, it's like the same skill. I know nothing about music, but like a drummer, I'm fascinated that a drummer, that each hand is doing a different thing, each foot is doing a different thing.
Right.
At the same time as, you know, and I'm saying this stupid, but at the same time as you being able to flip a quarter behind your finger so I can't see it, at that same moment, you are telling me a story,
Right.
and that story is pulling my focus to something else, so I don't see what you're doing with your foot when you hide it under your foot.
Right.
You know, that's amazing. It's like, and my best analogy to that is when you watch somebody who's a good dancer, I don't want to know how they do that. I just want to watch it and stand back. I don't need
Yeah.
to try to do that.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to see the pain that they're feeling.
But you're constantly on Instagram
Sure.
and everything. You're constantly doing, like even in your house, you know, you're practicing and doing things. And
Love magic. Everybody loves magic. There's not a person alive that is not fascinated, I believe, from magic, whether you're 3 or 103.
Which is why there's
right?
so many magicians that end up winning AGT, right? Is this like the
no,
third
but we
one?
see a lot of bad magic.
That's
Yeah,
true,
that
right?
is true.
I love bad magic.
I do too.
Well, there was somebody that was on our show that was their act, where they were purposely doing. But I think they were a really good magician who knew how to do things
Sure.
badly. Maybe I'm wrong, but bad magic purposefully is good.
Oh, absolutely.
Bad magic by accident is like bad comedy.
I used to do a bad I used to have the magic rings.
Uh-huh.
You know, you buy the magic rings. There's
Sure.
5 of them, and 3 of them are connected.
Right.
And I used to try to separate the 3 that are connected
Okay.
and keep tugging at them. And my punchline was, I got to keep practicing. I couldn't pull them up. I was just
a long trick.
pulling.